I've been gone for a while, but now we're back to basics. Merry Happy New Year, guys. Anyway, so today we will be doing licensing. So I've already gone through and done license before. I haven't gotten the super license yet, but today we're going to start with the B license. So you see, I have the BAIBA, haven't done super, but going over the B license for this video and see if I can get a better time for the times that I've already set. Initially this started out as a just see if I can get gold in all, but now it eventually turned into if I can do a better time than the times that I've already done. And this first one, B1, is literally just driving in a straight line and stopping. So we're using a slow car this time. The time to beat is 20.5. My time is 20.2. And I use that cone to the right. And as soon as I reach the cone, I start braking. And ended up doing a better record, getting a 19.8. So exiting, and we'll be moving on to the next one. So the whole aim here really is to just show you how you can get a good time in, well, get all gold in every license from B go straight up. Now, it's not easy, but it can be done. So here we're using a faster car to do the same thing, which is driving in a straight line and then braking. Using the Mitsubishi GTO here. And my time initially was, well, initial time is 16.120 and the time to beat was 16.5, so we're going ahead and stopping at the corner again, and boom, ended up getting a 16.137. Was that right? Ended up getting a worse time. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna stick with that. 16.120. Oh, I think I knew what happened. I ended up doing the 16.120, but I was only able to find that recording of the 137 because I must have lost it. Anyway, on to B3, which is basic cornering. The time to beat was 14.5, and away we go. So here I was trying to flat out go around the corner, but ended up having to ease up right there and back on gas as soon as you reach the apex. And it's just as simple as that. Ended up getting a 14.488. Alright, for this instance I ended up driving again, right, because I think I could have done better, and away we go. So ended up going far out left and cutting into the right, easing up a bit off the gas, and then back on the gas immediately as I reached the apex, and on to the finish line with a 14.1. Ended up doing a better time to get gold, which, as mentioned, has become the aim of this video. So here I think I was looking at the best times in the world, and I see people doing 13 seconds. I'm not sure how they do it, but 14 was the best I could have done. Don't know if they've gotten as fast a car. I don't know. I always look at this and just feel a lot less of myself sometimes, but also know that I can do better, but also I don't try to because it's maddening sometimes. Anyway, on to B4. So for B4 we'll be using a faster car to do that corner, and the time to beat is 11.5 seconds. That's the goal time. I think of course I've done this before. I can't say the time that I already, the time that I already set was 11.6, and I think what happened with this, at the time that I did this, GT did an update and changed the times. So even though I have a goal at 11.6 and the time is now 11.5, it was because of an update. I'm not sure when that update went in, but this was me trying to go flat out around the corner to see if I could make it around at top speed, because the aim really is to carry as much speed as you can into the corner, and that's what I was attempting to do. But you have to ease off the gas a bit, let the car coast, and then back on gas as soon as you reach the apex. And 11.2. I felt like I could do better, But again, the aim is just to do any time lower than the time that I set before. So I wasn't gonna run it again. Just as long as I get gold at a better time, that's good enough for me. And to also show you that, hey, this is how it can be done. Anyway, into another cornering for B5, and straight on gas here, and ease up off the gas, then back on apex. I was trying to carry as much speed as I mentioned before, which is the aim of all cornering. Carry as much speed in, and then back on throttle as soon as it reached out. So I was trying to use the track limit as much as I can, and there you see most of the right side of the car was off the track, but I managed to keep the left on and straight to the finish line. So I got a 12.913. Not a lot, but enough to get a better time, and I'll settle for that. So ended up doing a 12.91, beating the 13-second time, and on to the next one, which is B6. So for B6 here, I think it's the same cornering using a faster car, which is kind of the theme for B1. You use a slow car to do one thing and use a faster car to do the same thing. So that's the theme for International B. So here I was trying to do the same thing, see if I can keep on throttle. In my mind, I know it's not going to work, but somehow I was wondering if it will, because a lot of times when I watch these videos, when I watch like the replays, I see where some of the fastest times in the world, they manage to stay on some fast speed something and end up getting really good times. So that was me attempting to do that, and it worked out. Slid a bit in the end, and I felt like I could have eased up in terms of preventing the car from sliding so much, so I went at it again. If you notice the camera angle, I usually have it in speed vision where it's just the camera and the road, but here the camera is all on top of the car, and the reason for doing it this way is because I'm able to see the lines better, so I know where the front of the car is going, and I can actually use it to see if I can ride the track limit as best as I can. And you do it this way best with this camera setting. So I was trying to see if I could get better than the 10.4, wasn't able to, so ended up moving on. Because the car was sliding, I figure if I could get at least some form of good traction on B6, I could get a faster time, but wasn't able to, but ended up settling with that. So this is another instance. I have a 7.5 time here, and the time to beat is 7.7, and the time to beat is 7.5. So this is one of the tracks that was affected by an update. So going into this track and see if we can beat our previous time of the 17.7 and beat the current time of 17.5. Here I was looking for a stop marker and end up using that tree with the big bush. Eased up a bit and slidey, yes, but that is one of the best stop markers to use. Initially I was using the yellow sign. I was using a little rock. I was really trying to see where the best point to stop is in braking, and that tree with the bushes was the best one. So ended up doing it again there and preventing the car from sliding as much as it did in the previous, but a bit sloppy on the end, but also ended up beating the time. Of course, you know, you could do a better time if you have better traction. Ended up was contemplating doing it again, but ended up never going for it. So that's the time, the new time now, which is a 17.4. Still gold and still going through. So here we have a 13.8 and the new time is 13.4. So we'll go in now and attempt to beat both those times and reclaim the gold. So here using the stop marker and easing up at 50, trying to go around. 50 was too far. So, and that's how I usually do these. The videos that you see is not the final product. I have to retry these a lot of times. So I tend to see where the best point of braking can happen. Ended up moving it to 100, ease up, and then back on throttle as I reach the apex, and around the corner using up as much as the track limit as I can, and ended up doing a 13.2, beating both my time and the current goal time. So one of the things you have to note is you have to really try to see where the best points of braking is. I tend to use the farthest point initially and kind of backtrack it, just so that if I get it right the first time, then I will get a better time. But sometimes I have to backtrack to see if I end up correcting as best as I can. Anyway, for this one I have a 17.3, the time to beat is 17.5, and into that top speed, and then ease up off the gas, downshift to 2, and then back on throttle coming out of that corner. This was a fun one for me, and ended up getting a 16.8, beating my previous time and the current time. So you can look at the areas that you can rewatch the video and look at the areas where I actually brake, how best I take the corners, the point, of course the braking points and the turning points, and by following that you basically can get gold in all of these. So on to the last one, B10. Full throttle coming out of that turn, using, well, I didn't use the track limit this time, but ended up braking there and having the car run, then back on throttle coming out of that apex. Here easing up and then using track limit as much as I can here, but ended up sliding off. So that's the thing, like I always try to go as extreme as I can in the initial runs and then adjust as I go along. So here, right side of the car off the track, then on brake, and the right side go off the track so I can get a deeper turning point for the next turn. And you can see me do it there and doing it here again. So right side of the car off. Of course, if it's a left turn, most of the left side of the car will be off track, and it's just to get a deeper turn so I can use up as much speed as I can going in and out of corners. And here it worked out in our favor, having a 24.7, beating the 25-second time and my previous time of 25.06. So that's it. That's pretty much how you would go about getting gold in all of these license tests. It's not going to be easy, especially if you're using controller. I have to iterate that a lot. I still haven't gotten the steering wheel yet, but in the works. So for now I'm using the controller and trying to be as nimble as I possibly can. I must say I have improved so far, different from the initial videos that I've done. And this is the outcome of trying. Anyway, I'm going to be doing these going up to super license. So see you guys in the next one, and thank you for watching.